Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started with the before market close video here momentarily. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get started. All right, welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. Hope you're having a great Friday. Going to get started with the before market close video. If anybody does have any ticker requests, make sure to place them inside of Slack with the exchange. Something I want to mention here, shout out to Sean for posting this one. So Matt Lamers, I'm following this guy on Twitter as well. I used to respect him, but I'm kind of losing respect for him a lot lately because he seems pretty biased, and I don't know what it is about him hating on Canadian LPs and just being, he doesn't seem to be intellectually honest. He usually only points out one side of the story. And yeah, I mean, he's usually got, he usually does pretty good work. He's a reporter, international editor for MJ Biz Daily. And yeah, I had to call him out because I went over to his tweet here and he said updated Canopy growth has lost almost $6 billion since selling cannabis since 2015. I'm going to do a video on this after I do this video as well. But he says losses for the year ended March 31st, 2015, collectively over the last 9 years. He said they lost about $6 billion. But what he's failing to realize, and I commented down here, it's pretty lengthy, and I hate Twitter because you can't just write one friggin' tweet. You have to reply 8 different times. It's so frustrating. I really dislike Twitter, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is the start of it here. So I said, at Lamers, I get it, but it seems you are failing to realize or point out that Canopy, Tilray, and Hexo are all dominating in Canada and internationally and have the U.S. foundation built and ready to go. No other companies are even close to these big three. And then I said, there is a reason why they are spending so much. Looks like he responded. I have to correct this misinformation. Canopy, Tilray, and Hexo are getting slaughtered in Canada. They're spending billions of dollars in M&A only to see their market share crash quarter over quarter, year after year, with billions in losses and growing. No, that's not correct. They're gaining. They have market share. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, but he didn't even point out. Yes, they're seeing their market share slide, but that's because there's over 800 LPs. There's nobody else that's really rising up the ranks. And if you look at it, Tilray said recently on the call that anyway, I'll do a video and CC him on it because he didn't even respond to the most important part. But anyways, I understand, yeah, there's things that they could have done better, but there's also the government to blame, high excise taxes, the lack of regulation and limitations on everything. But yeah, they're going through M&A, but MSOs are starting to do the same, and they're going to have to do the same, or they're going to have to really incur a lot of CapEx, capital expenditures, in order to grow out and expand nationwide, right? State by state by state, and then into other markets by facilities, things like that. That's going to be huge capital expenditures, right? That's going to affect their bottom line and their profitability. But at the end of the day, he's not, the main point is that they're building the foundation to be a global powerhouse. And Canopy has a lot of great brands, a lot of great, BioSteel. They've got stores in Bickle. They've got a ton of different endorsements from celebrities and things like that. They just partnered with Alek Manoah from the Toronto Blue Jays. So there's lots to obviously pick apart, but there's also lots to look at and be positive about as well, and realize that Canopy is heavily reliant on the U.S. legalization. But anyway, we'll go through I said there is a reason why they were spending so much, seeing such big losses. That being said, they could have done a better job, yes, but the government is also to blame with high excise taxes and limitations on the industry holding it back. They also thought that the U.S. would have legalized by now, and Canopy is heavily reliant on U.S. legalization. Things will change in a hurry once federal laws start to change. Canopy has a lot of great assets and brands too, in my opinion, is too big to fail. International medical cannabis revenue approximately doubled versus Q1 2022, driven primarily by strong sales in Israel and Australia. Source Canopy earnings. Canopy growth is not too big to fail. Are you being held hostage? Where's the rest of my... See, this is why I hate Twitter. Where is the rest of my tweets? So frustrating. I don't know why Twitter has to suck. Maybe I should buy Twitter and fix it here, because you can't easily track it here. So replying, okay, I get it, but it seems that, okay. Holding it back, show replies. Huh. Where is this at here? That is so odd. Yeah, that's weird. Like, it's like some of my tweets just disappeared. Very, 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 very frustrating. Where would they have gone? Anybody able to help me out? I don't use Twitter very often, and this is one of the main reasons why. But so this is the main one here. See here, Canopy's biggest problem is they can't sell budget cannabis either. Okay. Oh. Here it is. Wait. No, I would have... I said something else. I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to look into this after the stream here, but maybe that is all I said. I don't know. That's just why I hate Twitter, though. It's like impossible to track everything, and you can't just, like every other platform, I can just copy and paste it directly from in Slack if I mention, if I want to make something public. But no, and Twitter, I have to go and I have to separate it into like 6 different messages because it's super convenient, right? Anyways, I digress. So taking a look at the crypto space, I'll do a video as well afterwards going over that. So taking a look at the crypto space, we are bouncing on the 15-minute time frame, but essentially still weak at the moment. Theta was having a great day today, still up about 12.6%. Taking a look at the movers and shakers, we have BTC shorts on the decline, 27% decline. NDA, DMGI, followed by Theta, Cell, and Zcash leading the bull list today. Taking a quick peek at Bitcoin. So we're still hovering around 23,000. And we're back. We're still within yesterday's range, so not much to report. If we lose the low there at 22,402, we look for a higher low compared to 20,709 as the next support. And resistances to be watching are 23,645, and then the high of the bounce there at 24,675. SPY, so we held support there at 406.82. That's what I said was the most important support in the short term. After that, we're looking at 389.95. But we are essentially right at yesterday's low here at the moment. So we're still weak. We're unable to bounce again today, so it's decreasing the odds of a daily bull flag, in my opinion. I think that we are due for a little bit more of a pullback. I could easily see a pullback to around that $400 level, which is our previous top here. So we could see old resistance become new support and backtest EMA 26, in my opinion, just based off this double top so far and inability to get above and start the daily bounce again. And we confirmed the daily bull flag. I didn't see much follow through. We're also we're seeing a little bit of drop off in volume. But we aren't daily overbought yet, so you never know. News can change it, but at the moment, I'm leaning a little bit bearish. And we've got a little bit of a head and shoulders forming so far on the daily time frame. The dollar, so daily bounce, like I mentioned, underway today, and it did confirm a daily uptrend with a low, high, higher low, and higher high, but need to see follow through to be confident, but that's not good for stocks. Tesla, so I mentioned key support was at 878, and then after that we could easily see a pretty big pullback because the next support wasn't until 768. We are holding EMA 12 though, which was at 854. So if we lose 854, we have EMA 26 there at 807. After that, 768 is the next support. But set to close potentially near the low of the day. Not looking too hot at the moment with 19 minutes left in the day today. Likely set up for potential for weekly consolidation into next week, closing near the low. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw weekly consolidation. We knew we were due. We don't have any weekly consolidation and support until 648. So I wouldn't be surprised if we started weekly consolidation next week, come back, test the EMAs around 800, and then we form a higher low and then see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. That's what I would anticipate as the most likely scenario. On the bear list, we have SPCE, WNRS, TSLA, so Tesla, And on the bull list, we have BYND, AMC, and BLU. So shareholders did approve the 3-to-1 stock split. So we should see that take place. I think they're allowing like 4 or 5 business days for some other votes to come in via mail, I'm pretty sure, through a different form. But yeah, we'll see probably in the next week or two the stock split take effect. But we should find out next week when the stock split date will be. Usually not that long after. But yeah, BYND, AMC, BLU leading the bull list today. Taking a look at MJ, so CGC tried to recover today, but selling off a little bit here into the end of the day. And yesterday holding EMA 26, closed above it, but now unable to get back above. So NOVC, CGC, and Tilray leading the decline today on the bull list. We had Fire and Flower Labs and DB. US side, taking a look at MSOS on the daily time frame, closing to the high today. It's looking real good. We're in a daily downtrend though, with a lower high and a lower low. So weekly consolidation underway, like I mentioned, and just looking for a higher low there compared to the 52-week low at an all-time low at 1008. So we're potentially set up for a weekly trend change. If we hold that 1008 support and break resistance at 1299, we confirm the weekly uptrend. Bull and bear lists on the US side, we have KG, IIPR taking it on the chin a little bit here, down about 5% after earnings. And CWeb on the bull list, we have TAUG, Ian, and TrueLeaf. GTII still after reporting earnings, not seeing much of a bounce. Weekly inside bar and set up for a potential weekly trend change. Looks very similar to MSOS. Not surprising because they're the leaders in the space. When we're this beat up in the space, usually everything is very correlated and heavily dependent on the leaders. Checking in on the chat room here. All right, not seeing any ticker requests. A lot of people, I think, checking out. It's Friday. Not a bad idea. I'll probably be doing the same, but I'll go on. I might do a live stream, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go over this Matt Lamers stuff because, like, I don't mind talking about the good and the bad and the ugly, right? And, you know, all the difference of opinions. We can all have different opinions as well, but it just seems like he's very, very like narrow-minded. He doesn't see, like, why? Think about it. Like, again, investing and financial markets is all about what makes sense. So why would Canopy, why would Tilray, why would Hexo, why are they all losing so much money? Why are they all spending so much money? Why are they struggling? Well, it's because Canada isn't big enough for them to become a top 5 global MJ company. If you have an aspiration of becoming a top 3 or top 5 global MJ company, you have to plan for the US, which is the most important market in the world, and you have to also consider international, right? And we know Tilray has 20% market share international. So with that being said, the US MSOs, right? And again, I own MSOs. I'm not knocking the MSOs. I'm just saying that the US MSOs aren't even fully, expanded across the whole nation yet. They don't even have all 51 states yet. So, whereas in Canada, a lot of these companies, they already have nationwide distribution. So Hexo, Tilray, and CGC, the top 3 leaders, they all have from coast to coast everything covered, right? The MSOs barely have half the states covered, right? And then forget the United States, then they don't have anything in Canada. They don't have anything in other international markets like Germany, Australia, Israel, Malta, and then soon to be a lot of other countries, Switzerland and other countries in the EU as well, right? So as we know, Canadian LP, everybody's very, very different, right? And there's going to be winners and losers both sides of the border, but there's a reason why they're losing so much money, and that is because they're preparing for the U.S. markets, right? Whereas the US MSOs aren't doing that, right? And the prices aren't sustainable. They're charging $20 a gram USD, right? Almost $25 Canadian a gram. Are you kidding me? I can get it here for like $2 or $3 a gram Canadian, right? On average, I just bought an ounce bake sale for, $62? And that's 28 grams. So do the math. 62 divided by 28. That's $2.20 a gram. And there's people in the U.S. paying $25. I paid 1 gram at Planet 13. Ended up being close to $20 US, so almost $25 a gram. And here in Canada, you can get it for $2.20. tax included. Are you kidding me? Right? So it's not sustainable. People are either going to go back to the black market, and then they're going to have the same problems that the Canadian LPs are having, right? Plus, you're comparing apples to oranges. The people in the there's 300 and some million people in the U.S. Of course, there's going to be more revenue, right? It's just, again, you're comparing apples to oranges. But what's not factored in these numbers is what happens when LPs start to enter the U.S., right? What happens when acreage gets acquired by Canopy upon full-blown legalization? What happens when Tilray acquires MedMen, and through that partnership, Hexo and Tilray get entered into all the retail in California and all these other important markets, right? Key states, right? These are what people aren't factoring in. And he's cherry-picking the data, and I don't appreciate it because he's being intellectually dishonest, in my opinion. He's just trying to feed his bias because he has a hate on for Canadian LPs, obviously. But yeah, all of these companies, why would they all be doing the same thing? It's because they're planning 5 to 10 years out, right? And this guy, I think he's just like most retail, is he can't see past his own nose, right? But anyways, I'll try to keep it civil when I'm on there because I'm pretty sure he'll be watching, and I'm going to tag him in the video afterwards. But I'm also going to do a live stream as well. So I'll schedule that live stream here now, and hopefully I'll get him on the live stream. That'd be ideal. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the chat room in a little bit. And like I said, going to go live here as well and clear up a lot of this nonsense. All right, have a great weekend, great rest of your Friday, and we'll talk to you again real soon.